Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Jenna Bradshaw. Welcome to Holistic Human Performance. And in today's episode, I want to talk about habit stacking. This has been, it's nothing new, but a lot more people are discussing habit stacking and how that can enhance your healthy habits, your well-being, and how you live your life. And I also really do believe that habit stacking is going to make a difference in your life and how you show up, how you feel, and really just the change. You have to change in order to become healthier and the healthiest version of yourself, if that is your goal and that's your intention. So if you're someone who maybe is on a journey of becoming the healthiest version of themselves or optimizing their health and well-being, or maybe you have absolutely no clue where to start, this is going to be a great place to start. Now, what is habit stacking? Habit stacking is where you substitute these not so healthy habits that you have been doing, and you substitute them with healthy habits that you have not been doing. So for example, in the morning, I also firmly believe that a morning routine and ritual is going to set up your day and it's going to create success in your life. The top 1% of successful people all have morning routines and rituals, so we can learn from them. And for example, I had a coaching client the other day and she's new, she's just starting out, and she does not have a morning routine or ritual. And when I say ritual, it's really just something that you do every day that you just feel really good doing. So I'll give myself as an example. In the morning, I am meditating immediately first thing when I wake up. I'm doing some breath work, and then sometimes I journal, sometimes I don't. It really depends on the morning and if I have an early morning client, training client, or coaching client, whatever. So for example, this one client that I have, and she does not have a morning routine, and she's trying to get, healthy, and she's trying to incorporate these different changes and aspects in her life to get to another level, to get to the next level, right? This includes being healthy. This includes financial freedom. And I just want to say that your health is it's the center. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So if you don't work on this first, all of these other things are going to be really challenging to get to. Now, not impossible, but it's going to be challenging. So I said, okay, let's start with a morning routine. You don't have anything. You wake up, at a reasonable time where you have time in the morning, honestly, I know you would rather sleep in, but again, these are the things that you have to start with. You have to start somewhere, and a morning routine is going to be the best place to start. I would say a morning routine and a bedtime routine. Those are going to be the two best ways to set up your day and feel good about it too. When we're taking intentional and aligned action, this is where we change. We change our thoughts, we change the way we feel, we change the way we act. And this is where true change can emerge, because this changes our personality. This changes, and I know the argument is you can't really change, blah, blah, blah. I don't really believe that. I feel like everybody can make an attempt to change. There was a really good example that I listened to on Andrew Huberman's podcast, and he was talking about being your most creative self. And he made a really good point. If you sever, let's just say if you have to amputate your leg, right? You're still the same person. You still are, Joe or Kathy, you're still the same person. You may change a little bit due to the trauma, but you're still the same person that shows up day to day. If you were someone who suffered from a brain injury and, severed from the neck up, obviously you're going to be a completely different person. Your brain is going to be the indicator of what change comes along. When you change your brain, you change everything else. So my point with that is when you start off with a morning routine and a bedtime ritual, you can change how you show up in the world and how you show up for yourself. And also when you create these better habits and these changing, lasting quality changes in your life, you're creating boundaries with yourself, which is self-love. And when you're doing that, you feel better, you look better, and you show up differently in the world. So we started off with changing her morning routine. Maybe it's meditating in the morning. She didn't really have any energetic boundaries. She was like a sponge. She's absorbing other people's energies. She's also in the service industry. So she has to be able to create those energetic boundaries. So energetic cleansing and clearing daily is going to be super important. Honestly, everybody needs to be doing this, but going to be super important for people who are dealing with other people, either hands-on, service industry. And then starting off with, maybe journaling, maybe looking at your vision board, and based off whatever you're trying to bring into and manifest into this specific time in life, that's what you're going to be doing. So maybe you're visualizing I call it creative workshop, where you're sitting and during this meditation, you're visualizing how you want your life to be, what you're doing, but not only are you seeing it, you're feeling it in your body, because that's when law of attraction really plays a role. Like attracts like. So when you are firmly believing that you already have it, that's when it comes to you quicker, and you're like a magnet to it. So maybe doing some type of creative workshop and like making that your meditation in the morning. And then I said, okay, well, you're not exercising. You definitely got to exercise. So then you're going to create some type of exercise. Maybe it's 5 minutes of walking. Maybe it's 5 minutes of yoga. Something is better than nothing. Every single person is going to be different. So, I mean, that's what I do. I create these quote unquote health prescriptions where we're like looking at your lifestyle and what you want to accomplish and what you would like to change in your life, and then what you actually need. And those are the things I help as a coach, specifically a holistic health coach. And with that, this is where the habit stacking comes in. So as opposed to you not doing anything in the morning and you're just rolling out of bed, brushing your teeth, maybe you're showering, getting changed and going off to work, doing something for yourself in the morning where you're taking that extra time to make yourself a really healthy breakfast. You're taking the time to get your mind right and visualizing how you want your life to live and really feeling great about it. Or you're doing affirmation work and journaling, or you're doing breath work and exercising. You have to figure out these different habits and then stacking them. I heard some really great ones where, like, if you're waking up in the morning and, like, let's just say you're going to get your coffee and you're making your breakfast, like having your vitamins out and they're right in front of you, so you remember to take your vitamins. Or the night before, you're setting out your workout gear, so it's like, okay, I'm going to work out, like I have to do it. Or as soon as you wake up in the morning, you're meditating, putting on your workout clothes, and then you're going to work out, and maybe you're listening to affirmations or a meditation while you're exercising. You can combine different habits, and hence habit stacking. This is where it comes in. And then you'll notice you'll feel better, you look better, and you show up better. So again, we're changing the way we're thinking and rewiring our subconscious mind. And a lot of people want it to be instantaneous, but that's not how it works. It takes time. It took time for you to get to this place where you're at, right? When you're in childhood and you have these limiting beliefs that are set on you, and it took time for those to be implanted into your mind. So it's going to take time to unwire, rewire, and learn a new habit. This takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. And a lot of people, especially in society today, feel like, okay, well, I want this to happen tomorrow. That's not how it works. It takes a while, and you have to be patient with the process and give yourself grace. I saw someone who, I forgot who it was, but, she has a family of her own. She runs a business, and she didn't get to work out that day, but she put the kids to bed and said, I'm going to go jump rope outside. And that's what she did. So it's like, come on, let's just do something that makes you feel good, that you're like, all right, it may not, nobody's saying that you have to exercise for an hour. No one's saying that you have to meditate for an hour. These can be 5 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes. I mean, come on, that's like so minuscule in comparison to the rest of your life. And what the cool thing about these habit stacking is, it is an exponential quality of life over a long period of time. So these small habits lead to a bigger impact. And I did teach a class on this at Spirit and Soul. You can check out the replays for that. But, you know, it may seem like nothing now, but in the long run, it's quality, and it's going to be exponentially better for you and your well-being in the long run. So that is why we habit stack. It's not just because it's like, oh, everybody else is doing it, I'm going to try to habit stack. No, it's because you want to live a quality life. And what I would say is to ask yourself, and this makes people ponder, what are your parents like right now? And do you want to end up like them? And this is in regards to anything really, but I'm specifically talking about health. Where are your parents right now? And do you want to end up like them? What is their health like? And do you want to end up like that? If the answer is no, then you need to make change. Because yes, and I know there's a lot of fear around this because everyone's like, oh, my genetics. And you're scared because it runs in your family history. You may be genetically predisposed, but it is the way you live your life that pulls the trigger. Because now we know, and it is proven research, that your thoughts provoke an emotion. Those emotions provoke a chemical concoction in your body, which is your hormones and your entire physiological system. With that, it's a physical response in the body, which either upregulates or downregulates your genetics. And so if you're someone who is really crazy in terms of being high strung, and I don't mean crazy like, you know, out of your mind. I'm talking about like, you just don't know how to get out of this fight or flight mode. You're making breakfast and you're like panicking. You need to make change, and you need to figure out what's going to work best for you. It's not going to be overnight. It is going to take time, and you're going to have to be okay with that. Again, this is what coaches are for. This is what I do. This is why I, you know, create programs and classes and workshops for people to help them understand like, hey, these are some daily habits that you can incorporate into your life. This will make change, but you have to keep up with it and you have to be consistent. Consistency is the key. You're not going to do this overnight and then expect change. No, you can't do this for one day and then be like, oh yeah, like my life has changed. No, it has to be consistent. And Louise Hay, she had a really great way of putting this. It's like a seed that you plant in the soil. And when that seed germinates and those roots start to peek through the seed and goes into the soil, that's just the start of your affirmations or your habits implanting into your subconscious mind. You have to continue on with that, and you have to water it. You have to cater to it. You have to give it love. And then that is when the plant can peek through the soil and have life. So this is just a sneak peek of habit stacking. And, you know, if you need extra help, please reach out. I have classes, workshops, coaching. You can set up a coaching consult for 15 minutes, a complimentary one. If that's something that you need and you don't even know what you need, you know, that's where we can chat. But again, I highly suggest, if you're not habit stacking and you want to make change in your life, this is going to be a great way to start. Maybe start with a morning routine, maybe a bedtime routine. Maybe if you're not a great sleeper, if you're looking at blue light, like on your phone, if you're watching TV, don't watch it for, you know, you want to cut that out an hour before. You want to make sure room temperature is anywhere between 65 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to make sure that you have a nice, comfortable, you know, bed or whatever you're sleeping on. Setting up your environment so that you can be successful. Your environment plays a huge role in your health and well-being. And if your environment is toxic, including your friends, the people that you're hanging out with, so unfortunately, sometimes it can be family, you need to make change and you need to figure out how you're going to get to this next level version of you, this better version of yourself. And it starts with the small habits. So if you have any questions, please reach out. You know where to find me. You can find everything on my website, holistichumanperformance.co. You can message me on Instagram at Jenna Bshaw, GENA BSHAW, or at Holistic HP. If you find this helpful, like, share, subscribe, share with other people. And you can find this full recording also on YouTube as well. I hope that you enjoyed and this helped you out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.